Welcome to episode 171, the best prints to wear right now. Prints are having a moment, and this season they're bigger, bolder, and better than ever. In this episode, I share 8 of the season's best prints, along with ways to bring them into your wardrobe and help you look fabulous all spring long. But first, is your style in need of a jumpstart? Then I have just the thing for you. Find Your Signature Style is my flagship course, and it is a culmination of everything I have been teaching my clients for 14 years. This course gives you exactly what you need to build the foundation for your style, to build your wardrobe, to learn how to love shopping, and to fall in love with your style. Whether you feel like you don't have a style, you've lost your style, or your style just needs a little bit of a jump start, this is exactly the course for you. Designed to give you all the elements you need in 3 simple steps. We make finding your style as easy as 1, 2, 3. Click the link in the show notes or go to findyoursignaturesstyle.com and get ready to rock your style today. Welcome to Style by Mary Michelle, a podcast designed to empower you through personal style. I'm your host, Mary Michelle Nidifer, a master style coach, founder of Style Finder Boutique, and creator of the Style Finder ID system. I'm here to help you know what to wear, how to wear it, and how to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. Let's go. Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome back. Are you as excited for spring as I am? I hope you are, because spring, I don't know, there's something about spring fashion that's exciting. I think every time the seasons really change. I mean, summer fashion is exciting, but we don't get quite as excited about it as spring. Spring's when the new trends are revealed, and it's like everything's just in full bloom. And as we talked about last time, it really is in full bloom this season with all the beautiful flowers and all the florals. But today we're talking about prints. I love prints. I'm such a print wearer. And it's interesting because I've been bringing home clothes from Style Finder Boutique and, shooting some content and creating some different things. And I was experimenting with some things and mixing and matching. And typically, a lot of people don't mix prints. Are you a print mixer? Because I am. And I am mixing, I'm playing around with mixing all sorts of different colors and prints and patterns. And what I realized is I ended up creating a capsule. I'm going to be sharing this on Instagram and over in the podcast group. So if you're not a member of our Facebook Style by Mary Michelle podcast group, come join us over there because I'm sharing all sorts of juicy nuggets. And go follow me on Instagram because I share lots of great content. In fact, it's interesting because I have gotten so many amazing messages from clients. And we offer such valuable free content as well as paid content. And I got the best note. In fact, I feel like I've gotten so many of these lately, but women are telling me that they find the podcast or they find me on Instagram, and then they go take our course, and then they watch our live shows, and they do some shopping. And they've gotten so much value because even when you watch us on the lives, we're always talking about here's what you wear for your body type and here's certain colors. And whether you shop or not, there's certainly a ton of value provided. And I look at my podcast as just a great resource library. And so it's not just one thing. It's like, go take the course, watch the live shows, come get on the podcast, come back and get on the podcast every week, because I try to keep things really fresh and really timely. And it's a journey. Your style is a journey. And I always tell clients it's never, ever a one and done. It's just, it's always changing, and fashion's always changing, and our body type is always changing, right? And so when you can really find small ways to tweak it, keep it fresh, bring in new prints, new colors, new styles, that's what makes it exciting. I don't ever want you to feel like you're stuck in a rut or you have to wear the same thing every single day, unless you have to wear a uniform. But even then, there are things that you can do to put your own spin on your style on the weekends or, after work. So you get to play, you get to experiment. Now, prints, let's talk about prints. Prints are, as Crazy Larry, one of our favorite pant vendors, says, prints are very personal. And I couldn't agree more because prints, people either love certain prints or they hate them. And the first print we're going to talk about is animal print. And it's interesting because I typically, when I work with a client to style them, I'll ask, do you like animal prints or do you not? And generally, it's a pretty hard yes or hard no. I'm definitely a hard yes when it comes to animal prints. I love animal prints. And in fact, I just totally adore probably every animal print. I love leopard. I love cheetah. I love zebra. I love snake. I love tiger. I don't wear all of them, but I appreciate them. I especially do like those snakeskin and leopard. Those are probably my two favorite. But what we're seeing a lot of this spring is leopard. Now, let me just tell you, I consider leopard to be a classic. Leopard is one of those things that it goes through phases. Occasionally you'll see it in style, but it's never really out of style. Because there are always going to be those people like me who wear leopard print and consider it a neutral, right? Leopard can be a neutral, and it could be a great way to pop your bright colors. And so the other animal print we're seeing a lot of this season is zebra. And zebra is something that I don't really personally wear a whole lot, but I do like it. And I've seen it played out in some unexpected combinations. In fact, I think we have a dress in the boutique right now that is in a sort of a rusty color, some camel colors, unexpected colors for zebra print. And so zebra, it doesn't always have to be black and white. Certainly can be, but why not have fun with it? But leopard, oh my gosh, leopard comes in all shapes, all colors, all sizes. But I do love to pop it with some of the season's hottest colors. It's a great color to wear. Sure, you can just wear black or you can wear a great pair of white jeans. But what if you put leopard with one of the season's hottest colors, magenta? Oh my gosh, that would be one of my favorite ways to wear it. We're also seeing a lot of really bold, vibrant green and leopard print and green. Oh, what a great combination. I was with a friend the other day and she had on this beautiful shirt, and the print, it was almost a jungle print. It almost looked like leaves, and then it had animals popping out. It had leopards, it had zebras, it had birds. I don't remember what else, tigers maybe, but it was very cool. It definitely was it wasn't an animal print per se, but it definitely had animals included. And so that's certainly another way to wear animal prints. Now, the second one we talked about a lot last week, but floral prints. And floral prints are hot. They're hot. They're being worn everywhere, from jackets to shirts to pants to shoes to scarves to handbags, really all over the place. And I love florals. But one thing that we're seeing this season that we don't always see are more oversized florals. Bigger is better when it comes to florals. However, as I warned you last week, don't let a floral overtake you. In fact, don't ever let a pattern or a print overtake you. Because if you put something on and you feel like it's wearing you, it is. But if you put something on and it feels balanced, trust that. But if you ever put something on and you feel like, well, this print kind of gets lost or it makes me look too big, it's not right for you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just not the right scale. And so you really want to pay attention to the scale of the print that you wear. Now, one other style of florals that we're seeing are what's described as painterly, very watercolor, very fluid. Maybe they're not as crisp of a floral print. And we're seeing a lot of those in beautiful dresses, beautiful tops. We're also seeing a lot of florals in home decor. So certainly that's a wonderful place to bring in flowers as well. Now, the third print we're going to talk about, blurred lines, not just boundaries, right? We're seeing blurred lines in the form of maybe it's a tie-dye or maybe it's an ombre. but blurred lines. Maybe it's stripes, maybe it's strokes. Some of these prints, I think, kind of tie in with each other. In fact, you could say painterly florals have blurred lines and are just very dreamy. They're very beautiful. I will say, little side note, I know that in Raleigh, we just had Art in Bloom, and I am so sad that I did not get to go there this year. I have been every year for the past few years, and I don't know how I missed it, but this year it just was not on my radar, and it sold out. I went to go get tickets, and it sold out, and it was so sad. But that's always such a wonderful place to see florals, to see new and exciting different floral displays, to certainly wear my florals, and just to have some fun with it. But flowers, I've come to truly love flowers. And honestly, I have a home filled with flowers and plants and orchids, and I love orchids. And one thing I will say about where we live, we have some of the most amazing natural light. And I have, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 orchids in my house, and I have several that have rebloomed multiple times, which is crazy. Before we lived in this house, I never would have had that happen. And so I am so grateful for all this beautiful natural light, and my plants are just thriving. So, a little tangent about flowers. But with blurred lines, we're seeing tie-dye, we're seeing ombre. And so tie-dye, it's interesting. I feel like tie-dye has kind of had a resurgence over the past few years. But tie-dye can be very fun. It's not just the tie-dye you used to make in Vacation Bible School, where you took the t-shirt and put the rubber band on it and dipped it in the RIT dye. Tie-dyes have gotten far more complicated and complex and beautiful and sumptuous and just such amazing colors. And personally, I'm loving the tie-dyes, the blurred lines, the ombres. I love that when you have one color and it just gracefully fades into another color. That's a wonderful application for a scarf, for a dress, for a skirt, especially the maxi skirts we're seeing. And so think about it. If you think at first, when you first hear it, oh, I would never wear tie-dye. Well, ask yourself, how could I wear tie-dye? What if? I've even seen ombre nails, which I don't think mine are long enough to really rock that and have it look really good. But if you have longer nails, that could be really fun. Now, my fourth one kind of ties in with the blurred lines. Stripes and strokes. And what I mean, stripes, obviously we know what stripes are, but strokes are bold strokes of color. And some of the bold strokes of color, sometimes those could have blurred lines. They're not as crisp as a stripe, but it's very stripe-esque, if you will. And so strokes, maybe it's a random stroke, maybe it's in a pattern, but that is one print that we're seeing all over the runways and in style and fashion this season. But stripes are classic, right? But why not play with stripes? We are seeing wider stripes as opposed to more pinstripes. However, as I just mentioned earlier, don't let the scale overwhelm you. If you're more petite, a very bold stripe is going to wear you, and it's going to make you look and feel more petite. It's going to be out of balance with you. And so think about stripes and strokes and how you can bring those in. Just because bold stripes are in right now does not mean they're right for you. Number 5, spots and dots. And I say spots and dots because polka dots, of course, are big this season. And again, they're kind of a classic, but they're very whimsical. They're very playful. Dots are a great way to, just have some fun. Dots to me are just very fun. It's hard to be serious when you're wearing polka dots. And so wear those on a day where you're feeling more playful. But spots are more irregular dots. And think about Dalmatian spots. Think about leopard spots. We're definitely seeing spots in a lot of different places. Tops, for one. Tops, of course, are such a great place for prints and patterns, and dresses, scarves, handbags. But spots, I think you could definitely find some great animal spotted shoes. I think that would be a great place to wear those. and just have fun with that. All right, number 6, and this was hot a couple of years ago, but houndstooth is making a big comeback, which is interesting because, houndstooth to me it's very much a classic. I don't think it ever really goes away, but I think this season it's really being brought into the forefront. And I love houndstooth in a great jacket, but certainly don't limit yourself. We've seen blouses, skirts, dresses, purse, everything houndstooth, and we've seen larger houndstooth as well as smaller houndstooth. But I think what I've seen a lot of is kind of a medium houndstooth. Now, one trend that I'm going to be diving deep into, actually, I've got a spring trends ebook that's going to be coming out very, very soon. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that because that's going to go deep into, all the trends. This is just kind of the highlight reel. And so I'm going to be diving deep. I'll show you pictures of everything. And so you get to see what's what. But with houndstooth, we're seeing a lot of larger scale houndstooth, not necessarily the tiny little delicate houndstooth we've seen in years past. And then number 7, plaid. I don't know why plaid is so hot, but plaid and shackets are hot. And I'm seeing a lot of Kate Moss, pictures of her from the 90s wearing her grunge plaid flannel shirts. Like, I don't really want to see that this season. However, we are seeing shackets, we're seeing plaid, we're seeing lots of different things. Now, I love Kate Moss. I think she's fabulous. And she's actually a great style icon for this spring. But when you wear plaid, think about plaid in your own way. But also, you might look in your closet and say, hey, I've got a plaid skirt I've had for 20 years. What if you reinvented that? What if you wore it with an unexpected color? What if you paired it in a new and different way? Bring things out and don't be afraid to mix them up because that's where the magic happens. That's where you take something old and give it a fresh spin. If you wear the same thing you've always worn the same way every single time, you start to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm in such a rut. I need new clothes. And then that can really lead you to bringing in more things than you need or wearing clothes that you're buying clothes that you just don't need to spend money on. Wear things that you love. And it really helps to get clear on what do I want to see this season. So spend some time. That's what we're doing in our spring style jumpstart. We're getting clear on what do we want to see. We're building our wardrobe step by step, building that foundation. And plaid is hot. Plaid can be very classic. We're seeing a lot of plaids on the bias. Not instead of at a 90-degree angle, it's more on a 45-degree angle. But we're seeing lots of different plaids. But again, larger scale. We're seeing a lot of more maximal prints. Don't ever let one wear you, though, because that's not good. So think about plaids. How could you bring in plaids? Do you like plaids? Personally, I'm not a huge plaid fan. I much prefer some other prints, leopard print, stripes, occasionally stripes, and florals. But those are usually the ones I stick with. But don't be afraid to venture out. And if there's something you love, why not bring it back in? And then number 8, we're seeing a lot of hearts this season. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure where that came from. However, they're everywhere. And whether it's a big heart motif on the center of a t-shirt or sweatshirt, like we've seen at Style Finder, or maybe it's a tiny little heart print, we're seeing it on everything from a simple trendy t-shirt to a very expensive blazer to, a dress that costs several $1,000s and everything in between. And so if you like hearts, if you resonate with hearts, now is a great time to bring in a heart necklace. Hearts are not just for Valentine's Day anymore, right? And they're always such a great reminder to love yourself first and then send love to those around you. So these are 8 of the hottest prints. Now, there are always many more prints and many more trends than I go into. But there's no way I could possibly share all of the prints that are hot this season. But I did want to give you my top 8. And Let's do a quick recap. Number 1, animal instinct. Zebra print is super hot, as well as leopard. Number 2, florals. Look for oversized florals or painterly florals, but never let a floral take over you. Number 3, blurred lines. Whether it's tie-dyed, whether it's ombre, blurred lines can be a beautiful and very subtle trend. Number 4, stripes and strokes. Number 5, spots and dots. Number 6, houndstooth. Number 7, plaid. And number 8, hearts. Ladies, I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you will venture out if you don't incorporate trends. If you don't incorporate prints into your wardrobe, I hope you will definitely give one a try. And if you do, I hope you will find some new ones to wear. And I hope you will play around with mixing and matching prints. Personally, I love to mix and match prints and love it when I can mix 2 florals or florals and stripes or florals and leopard print. But I'm definitely a print mixer. I think that's my dramatic side. But I hope you'll enjoy these. Let me know what prints you come up with this season and what you're going to be adding into your closet. All right, ladies, I will see you on the next episode, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in to Style by Mary Michelle, where women come to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you're listening. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Style by Mary Michelle and shop our boutique at shopstylefinder.com for the best in upscale casual apparel. Better yet, if you're in the Raleigh area, come see us. We're located in the North Hills Shopping Center, the premier shopping district in Midtown Raleigh. For details and links mentioned in this episode, be sure to see the show notes. Have a beautiful week.